So, yeah, who wants to give us a little recap?
So we went to the Candle and Cauldron to have some drinks. We met Almo, your boy. Very 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 shady. We turned him down when he propositioned to us break into the vault. Everyone but Virginia was like immediately turned him down, and Virginia was like, maybe. Then that whole shit with the guy and the barrel. What is this fucking name?
Ben Tavin.
Bentivid.
It's a fake name.
Or Basil obviously murdered a relative innocent.
It was manslaughter.
It was manslaughter.
No convictions.
You were taken to jail. We came back in the morning, and Ayumi stayed there. Well, what's that?
That's Olmo.
Oh man, that is Olmo. Fucking went to the Steward's Keep, and there was a little mini trial. And apparently, it's cool to just murder someone. According to the steward, we went out into after he was released. We went out and checked out some board with side quests, and then
there were like a million side quests.
There were 3.
A million.
3.
There were precisely 3. Yeah, we got approached by one of the road folk.
They prefer car people.
Help the sick young man who it was eventually discovered is like possessed or something. And Virginia, like, I know where to find some plants and stuff that'll help, or like I know of some plants that can do this.
Yeah.
So,
I know that plants exist.
The tentative plan was for you and me to go look for those, and then for Ayumi and Chad to go to the temple to try and figure out what the involvement.
Yeah, you guys discovered that, Alar had also, as a detail, Alar from the temple, he had already seen the kid, but he was unable to do anything effective. He didn't even really come to the conclusions that you did. So
let's be honest, he's more of a healer. He's not going to deal with these fiends.
It's a little out of his wheelhouse.
He's either an idiot or he's a spy.
He might be both.
Spy. Idiot spy.
Well, yeah, I think that basically catches us up. Yeah, the kid's in pretty dire straits. Seems like time might be of the essence with that. But you could just let him die too, or whatever.
We could let him die. Ayumi.
You could let him die.
Yeah.
I can't let him die. I might not be able to stop it, but I can't let it.
Oh yeah, there was one last thing that they were talking about also. That was the name of the woman in the cart thing that we were with where the kid was explained what the Nalfashni is, and it's like some kind of demon. And they say and it was like it's not actually like a nickname. It's just like it's actually literally the milk of this demon, supposedly.
There's also the Quirian Quandary.
It's kind of like a repository of information, not necessarily like a library, but it is a library for all intents and purposes. But none of you ever been there, so.
It also sounded like talking about the milk of the Nefalshni might be kind of weird in public.
Yeah.
Akin to going around and asking about like how to make a pipe bomb or something.
Yeah, I mean, she definitely made it sound like it's it's pretty taboo. It's not something that you'd want. If you were in fact looking for it, you would want to do so in secret. It's information like knowing that Cattle Brass was trying to get some milk of the Nefalshni, that he was trying to do so in secret, and that you having that information, like Cartwaith would not be stoked to know that you know.
Oh, I'd bet, because it probably also implicates him in having milk of the Nefalshni.
I hadn't even thought about that. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if he has it, but he certainly has the ability to get it. I mean, he's all about trade, right?
So what kind of crime are we going to commit against this person? Blackmail, extortion, just straight up like robbing.
Those are our old characters, okay? We're a whole new breed now, and we help people.
We only do murder.
An even worse and greedier group. So what's the plan? You guys want to go try to find information about this? Some healing herbs.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to the temple. Know what I'm doing. So I don't know what other people are doing in attempts to get these orbs. If they're trying to get the information from the query, if they're just looking around the woods, I don't know.
You go to the temple, and it doesn't take very long for you to find Alar. And he says, "You're back so soon. What's brought you back?"
In a bit of a hurry. We need the child has been possessed by a fiend. We need help, assistance with exorcising it. Do you have any holy water? Could you come along with us?
So, well, blessed water is easy enough, sure, but I mean, do you feel like that's something you could do? I don't know. He seems like kind of generally like, I mean, you just see like a little bit of fear in his eyes that you would try to like drag him along to go.
What choice do we have? This child's in pain.
He says, "Yes, I saw the child, but there was nothing I could do. I tried to heal him with my magics, but they had no avail on his illness."
I believe a more herbal remedy might be more effective. Do you have anything in the temple for more traditional healing?
He says that, yeah, he asks you to like kind of follow him to, like some storage. And along the way, he turns to you, Chidius.
Shitty.
And he says,
Yes.
"It's been a long time since a member of the Arayam family has visited the temple." He says, "Why is that, child?"
We were here for Easter. Left some money in the kitchen. I don't know what else you're asking me.
Okay, you gotta roll me a deception. He says,
I have no guile, and yet.
Says, "Well, the crowds are generally, large on the holidays, so." All right. He says, "Easter. I thought you said feaster."
I thought you said Ishtar.
No.
That's when we have the big Easter feast.
But yeah, he kind of like leads you along to a storage, and he says, "I have something in mind. It may be a rare red moss that grows around here, and it's been known to really, really knock out pain in people and induce deep sleep. So let's take a look." And he starts going through all this like storage, and he's got like these shelves, and there's you see like bottles and all kinds of little like tinctures and like pickled herbs and all these different things and like lined up. And he's like going through, and some of it is like quite dusty and poorly labeled. And he says, "Oh yes, here we go." And he like pulls this bottle out, and it's empty. It's just got this like little like dust at the bottom. It's like red dust at the bottom. And he's like, "Oh, I guess it's been a while since anybody's needed this. I believe it grows in the wilds, not far from here, but."
Fuck.
I'm sorry I've disappointed you.
These things do happen.
Did somebody ask what it is?
Yes. What is it? Where does it grow? How would we go about finding more of it?
Says, "Well, I believe the last time we got it, it came from the falls, not too far from here. I think the commoners call it the Twilight Falls. I don't know. Maybe it has a different name, but maybe you'll find some more there." He kind of describes it as being, north, kind of like northwest of town, and it's maybe like a day's travel or so.
Well, I suppose what other choice do we have?
Well, we did the best that we could.
Are
Yeah,
you there too?
it's not really worth all of us taking all of this time when it's probably just going to die anyways.
Do you think that the roads folk would allow us to borrow a horse or something, expedite the process?
He says, "Well, you could certainly ask, and maybe one of them has even seen the area, but couldn't hurt to ask." And he's like, and I can go stay with the boy while you're gone, just to ease his pain in what ways that I can."
Yeah,
I don't know,
please
dude.
just
I don't
keep him
know.
alive until we can return.
See, this is one of those moments where I'm like,
Yeah, something's up.
he's being shady.
Yeah, so when you say take care of this boy, you don't mean like take care of this boy, right?
Well, like how the
Like,
mafia
what you
takes care
said
of
that
people.
really made me concerned for a minute, because I don't really want to leave and go to the woods if you're just going to put this kid out of his misery anyways.
Says, dear boy, what are you
Hello?
implying? I am the high priest of Lathander in Harlow. My reputation spans far and wide in my generosity and kindness.
I'm just trying to make sure I understand what's going on.
He seems to be willing to, trying to help and willing to, but he does seem pretty nervous about, like, when you were like, there's a fiend trying to get this boy or whatever, he was like kind of a little hesitant there, but he seems generally.
Don't be a coward, all right? Don't be a
Did you
coward.
guys notice how the DM said seems? Do you think that we should interrogate this guy?
I'm being arrogant right now.
Got his
Break
finger
out the
off.
pliers.
Yeah.
Wait till I unlock Zone of Truth, okay?
It's
And that won't be
unreliable.
for a
The
while,
only thing that
but-
is reliable is a pair of pliers.
A jumper cable and a car battery.
Oh, I say I'm gonna start heading back to the roadstone to see if I can't get a horse to speed this up, because I don't know if a day and a half is really.
At this point, I think
I'm-
Basil's definitely making his displeasure with the idea of like a 2-day long side quest that's not going to pay any money.
Well, I may have misspoke. I meant to say that it would take a day to get there and back.
Then a 1-day side quest. Still too long.
What are me and Virginia doing? Or did we all go?
Oh,
Yeah, didn't two of us go to the temple and two of you are already in the woods?
Oh, yeah, I
Or
think
you guys-
Basil was just
That was
hanging
the.
out.
I was saying that was the plan originally.
Or are you going to the Query and Quandary?
We can do that. I'm down. I would like to learn
Yeah.
about demon shit.
Yeah, hard same.
Okay.
I tell Virginia that she's gonna have to read everything to me though, because my English wasn't good enough yet.
I can do that. I'm A+ at reading.
Really?
Oh yeah, I've been doing it since I was a baby.
What languages do you guys speak while we're on it?
Yeah.
Basil speaks Draconian.
I speak Elvish, and I think that's it.
Well, I hope you speak
Wait,
Common. I speak Common, Elvish, and Undercommon.
I have Common and Dwarvish, but I also get one language spoken by the things that I hunt, I think.
Okay.
Or like my
Dog.
favorite enemy. And my favorite enemy is beasts.
You
So I
speak
feel like
animal? That's so cool.
Does that mean you can just see nature signs better? How would that translate into a language? Unless you actually are able to talk with animals, which seems like a pretty cool feature.
I don't know. I don't really care, to be honest. I don't want to talk with animals.
Why did you pick animals as your favorite thing?
Because I wanted to kill them. My favorite
okay, you
enemy
wanna
is
kill
my
them,
favorite
okay.
enemy. Yeah.
Hates them.
Vegan?
I became a rager because I wanted to kill animals.
Yeah. I'm basically a poacher.
Dark.
So yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to. What I'm trying to do right now, so you guys can see behind the screen a little bit here, is trying to find a beast that speaks any language at all.
There's gotta be. You can't be the only person that has done this, though.
Maybe it's just like speak with animals.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It's not speak with animals.
I don't really care
Oh
about it.
wanna
man,
make sure, yeah.
2015 Ranger favorite enemy beasts language on Reddit. The very first comment says the point is that they miss out,
Wow.
Great.
which is
Okay. Okay, so yeah, you guys go to the Query and Quandary. You eventually find your way there, though neither of you have ever been there. Vauna, this is quite unlike anything you've seen before. It's kind of this large, it's like a 3-story stone building, tall and square, like a lot of the other ones here in Harlow. There's like a big glass window on the front, and it's just like, as you guys go in, and you can just see that the place is just like overflowing with like books and scrolls and stuff, and it's like horribly disorganized. Yeah, there's like no, there doesn't appear to be any rhyme or reason to it at first, and then as you guys are kind of like looking around and taking in the scene, you hear like this shuffling, and like this little tiny halfling woman like kind of makes her way through like a stack and like around a little thing. She says, "Oh, guess hello. How can I help you?"
We're looking for we know someone who's having a bad time, and we need some palliative herbs. Need something to like kind of settle him down, kind of like mellow him out.
This is like
Oh.
what's going on?
Are you looking for more of a body high or a head high?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if he can ingest anything, so maybe if it were like smoky, you could breathe it in.
Oh, herbal remedies, of course. And are we looking for
Yeah.
something local, or are you looking for?
We're looking for something that would be good against demon possession, fiend possession.
Her demeanor kind of sours a little bit, and she says, "Oh, I see. Well, follow me," and she sort of like starts going back through these like stacks of books and shit, and it's just like you can tell that like there are paths that she's taking that are just like meant for someone as small as she is. And Valna, go ahead and roll a dexterity.
Yeah, I was
check
gonna
for
say,
me.
there's no fucking way that.
Yeah, this is really a bull in a china shop situation.
Oh,
Wow, you can squeeze.
and there you go.
Yeah, you're kind of like
Yes.
you're kind of like squeezing through these things, like shoulders really tight, and like squeezing through, and at some point you like you might knock like one book over or something, and she like turns around and just sort of like waves her hand at it, and the book just like flops back up on top of the thing. She's like, there we go, just like I like it, and she keeps going back into the piles.
I love her so much.
Yeah, I already also love her.
What is her name? What is your name?
My name's Conra. Says, what is your name?
Dra. Vauna.
Says, wow, that's a name. Thank you, Fauna. Nice to meet you. Says, I have many books on the history of the Goliaths and the understandings that we have of them. Perhaps you'd like to expand our knowledge at some point and come here and tell me stories of your people. Yeah, she eventually, she like pulls down this sort of tome, and she just like hands it over to you. And she's like, there are a few more tables at the back, and you can take your time and read it as much as you'd like. Just whistle if you need anything or make any noise. There's
Sure.
nobody else here.
Is this section organized by something? Like, what's the organizational scheme here?
She says, oh, I think you'll find that this section is quite well organized.
That's not reassuring at all.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Conrad.
I like this lady.
Cool. Yeah. She just sort of like, weasels off into some other stacks and stuff. And you can kind of like hear her in the background, like shuffling around and doing various things.
Yeah. So
I say she is even shorter than Basil.
Which group did Basil go in?
I
He's
think
with
he's
you guys.
hanging out by the caravan.
Is Basil?
No, I think I'm just hanging out by the caravans. I don't think he wanted to go to the religious thing, and I don't think he wanted to go to the library.
So you're just hanging out with the road folk.
I think hanging out with would be a misrepresentation.
Yeah, like hanging out in the woods behind where the
So, what does me searching through the books, like, would I do an investigation roll?
Yeah, definitely. But also, what specifics are you kind of looking for here? So as you open this, I'll kind of tell you what you're looking at. You like open this book. It's like handwritten passages about by various authors. It's almost like journal entries by various authors of people's like encounters with like fiends.
I see.
And it doesn't have a title, and it's not like, it doesn't look very official. It's not like there's no printing.
Yeah.
There's no printing presses. It's just like a big book of thick paper, and everything's just handwritten, and it's got these like passages about possessions and other kinds of like run-ins.
Yeah, I would love if we could find a passage about like an exorcism, since it seems that's the path we're going down.
Okay, go ahead and give me an insight or a investigation to start looking for a passage that might look similar.
Blammo. 16.
So yeah, after looking through for a while, you eventually find mention of somebody also quite young being possessed or showing symptoms in the same way with this like extreme heat.
Oh.
The book also details a lot of stuff they tried, including like herbal remedies and like leeches. They tried all this, different kinds of magic. Like, yeah, as you go through, you realize that like most of the things that they tried are these like kind of cottage remedies. These things that anybody maybe would have tried. Like the people that tried this, they weren't
like doctors or anything.
Yeah, I mean they weren't obviously like that incredibly skilled. And then at the end, it does say that the boy eventually succumbed to whatever it was inside of him, and he ended up just like burning up. And they describe it as like burning like crepe paper, and how the kid just like floated off.
Snap. Got it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
Virginia's reading this book and she's like, "Holy shit, that's metal."
Yeah. Damn,
Oh, we
sick.
really want to save this kid now? I mean, we could do that.
Valna says, what is metal?
Oh,
You're gonna love it.
yeah, you're gonna love metal.
It's like rock ice.
I want to go ask, I want to go find, what's her name? Conra. Do you have any books in giant language?
Says, yeah, it's not many, but I believe I do. He just says, you'll find it in the giant section.
That's helpful.
Where is, I don't understand.
He says, yeah, so you lot aren't particularly known for your sense of humor, are you? She says, well, follow me. And she takes you back into just sort of like another row, and she just points to like a few, there's not many, just like maybe a half dozen books, and they're not labeled at all, and there's no like there's no indication at all that they would be here. It's just like rows upon rows of books that are there's like no
I love
indication.
this.
Yeah, and yeah, she gestures to like a small handful of books. She says, hey, I believe you'll find, well, everything I've got in here. So
I mean, I'm mostly just doing this because I want to like obviously like Goliaths don't like read much, but I just want to like look like I'm
Sure.
Not a dummy, not a total dummy. So what kind of books we got in there?
yeah, I mean, you see that they're all written in common, so nothing here is like written in.
Oh yeah, no,
giant.
I was asking if they were in the giant language. That's like that was what I was.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, she says I'm afraid not. She says your people aren't particularly known for their
Yeah, it's true.
literacy.
A lot.
Yeah, what do you mean, my people?
She's like up to your knee and just like looking up at you. She's like,
Oh, I guess I'll go look at the books about Goliaths anyway. Just for the same reason.
sure. Sure. Yeah, you find in the first book you read, it kind of takes you a while to skim through it, but these are like accounts of like individual Goliaths that have like come into Harlow and the surrounding area, and they're not like, none of them are particularly recent until you get to the end, and there's a small entry about a Goliath in there, and it doesn't have a name associated with it, but it is dated. I don't know. I'm trying to like think how familiar, like how in touch with like date and time Fauna would be. Like the like calendar, like you like care, but you find like one that's more freshly inked, I guess, about a Goliath man that's recently appeared in town, and there's not much information there. It just says that he's got quite a lot of markings, and that he's fallen in with the Free Wind Company.
So, I mean, just to verify, I want to go to Virginia and be like, what day is this? And like to help me understand the date.
Yeah, it indicates about 8 or 9 months ago.
It was 8 or 9 months ago.
Thank you.
And it doesn't say anything other than they're just there.
Yeah, it says that they're there. They're in with the Free Wind Company now. But there's no like, yeah, I don't know. As you like flip through some of the others, you see that like the purpose of the book is it's sort of like accounting like their deeds and misdeeds.
Some racist shit.
It is kind of, yeah. It's like it's a little bit.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like like keeping tabs on the foreigners. But there's not many entries. There's only 16 entries or so.
Sure, gotcha. that's obviously referring to our boy Phalanx. Who I still need to go have a little tete-a-tete with at some point.
Yeah. I feel like we're building up a dossier on this guy. I want to see if I can find stuff about the milk of the Nefalchni. I guess since it seems like we're in the demon section already. So should I do another investigation, or is that?
Yeah, give me an investigation. The DC is gonna be very high. It's like,
Yeah, sure.
it's just like such a jungle in there.
Okay. I'll
Not a
roll
Google
those
search.
dice. Yeah, that's probably not going to cut it. 12.
Yeah, I mean, you see all kinds of like weird shit, and there's weird there's books written in languages that you don't read, so it's totally possible that you go right past it without knowing.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Nefalchni. Okay. Anything else here at the record keeper?
That's all I can think of. Should we all just meet up together now?
I think we actually did say we were going to meet up at the Orium estate because at least 3 of us are living there.
Let's
I don't
do
remember if Fauna is now living at the Orium estate as well.
I'm sleeping outside.
All right, so we meet up there. Let's meet up there. Hi, everyone.
You have all met up there.
Let's go accept my shitty parents' hospitality.
Hey, do you
If
guys
I were,
remember,
if you
you
were
don't
my
have to talk
child,
to them.
I would hit you.
You know what? Fair. That's fair.
Yeah, you go in and Karen, seems really happy to see you. He says, "Oh, wow, you guys never spend this much time at home." It's just like I never see you in the house. You're always just coming and going so late at night. It's so nice to see. Can I get anything for you or your friends? Or
No, Dad. Why do you think we never come over here?
Can I have Chad special?
It's like Chad special coming right up.
No Chad special,
He,
okay?
He throws
Stop
like a
calling it
little
that.
apron on. He's like, trying to-
So in between bites of the Chad special, Vanda says, "What did you find out?"
We found they informed us about a rare red moss that grew up near.
Even before you finish your sentence, Karen says, "The Twilight Falls." She says, "I know that place." Says, "Wow, I haven't been out there in years." Says,
Can you
have ever
take
seen
us
red moss?
there?
says, "Well,
We're not going to quest with my
no,
dad.
he's way too
okay?
busy. Yeah,
He's like-
I mean,
Yeah, like perks up. He's like, you'd have me along. I've been feeling so cooped up. I've just been here at the house or
Oh
We
yeah.
can invite you, okay?
I
No,
don't know.
of course you're welcome along.
No, yeah, you come.
no, guys, no, it's way too dangerous,
Dangerous.
There's-
It's not like there'll be monsters there. It's just a waterfall.
We weren't even planning on sending all of us.
They've been there before. They've been there.
It's not even going to be fun, Dad, okay? We're going for work.
Not really. There's no money getting.
says,
I
okay.
mean,
It's like, oh.
we're hoping to get money. Isn't that the millennial dream of doing work for free, hoping to get paid work later?
He says, "You don't need money." He says, "I can provide for you. You don't need to go out and risk yourselves for money."
I want to provide for myself.
Yeah.
He says,
I'm
"Then
It
very
is true.
self-sufficient.
come work for
Self-sufficient,
me at the
important.
distillery, like I've been asking you all these years."
No, I want to make my own way. I don't want your shitty distillery. I want to brew beer.
He like spits on the ground.
Nick, did you plan on bringing NPC parents along? Because apparently the NPC parents are coming along.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he mentions that he's been there, but I mean, he doesn't really press you. He gets a sense that you guys are kind of embarrassed, and that if you don't want him to go,
No, please come. But we're in a hurry though, so we must.
I think he means that his children are embarrassed.
I know. I'm just speaking for them. I'm just speaking for-
Yumi is blazing forward with the plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so are we all gonna go to this place? Might as well.
I mean,
Do we have other leads to even
Yeah,
check
I
out
mean,
on?
Yeah, we could try and find Ben Tavin or what is Donald Cartwright's daughter's name?
Esme.
Esme. But I mean, none of this stuff is seems time sensitive. I don't know. Ben Tavin might be time sensitive, but
feel like possessed child is probably the most time sensitive.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm down.
I
I'm
also
down
feel like we don't really have any leads on Ben Tavin. We just know that he like ran away.
Maybe we'll find him in the forest.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm down for a nice little hike. We'll go on a little group. We'll pack a picnic.
We'll have my parents pack us a picnic, and then we'll go to the
Chad
forest
specials
together.
for everyone.
Yeah. Chad special to go.
Yeah, he sets you up. It takes a little time, and then he also gives you like a stoppered like leather wine skin filled with his gin. He sort of like leans into Ayumi and Valna, and he says, "And just between you and me, beer's for slobs. This is the good
You're fucking
stuff."
really nice, but super hipstery old dad.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, I feel like when you're countering hipster douche with beer, you're not necessarily like not elevating either. You're just sort of still on the same plane at that point.
Well, yeah, he makes you guys sends you out with some supplies, and he said to see you go. You can see that he's got this look in his eye, like he would have gone with you happily.
Aww.
If only the twins would have allowed it.
Kendra feels bad for Chatty. Chatty is his dad, but Chatty feels nothing.
Yeah, I feel great.
Basil, are you spoken up at all about this?
I think he's probably just hanging out in the corner. It does sound kind of cool to be in the woods and stuff, given his transient nature. But the idea of like wasting time on helping this kid for an unpaid job is, I mean, I'll tag along, but just begrudgingly, maybe like 5 feet behind everyone, not really
He's
paying
just
attention.
here for the picnic, really.
Moping.
Yeah, there's free sandwiches.
Like picking stuff up and like checking out things and like tinkering with stuff and just kind of like not really paying attention.
All right, you guys want to? I mean, you have like kind of a general sense of where this place is, but do you want to do anything else while you're here to make your journey easier, as far as like pinpointing its location?
I pick up my traveling knapsack canonically.
Can we ask Karen? Like,
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think Basil would do it, but maybe one of the Goldies.
You're the one who brought it up, man, Basil.
Okay, I feel like someone else should, but yeah, Basil will like. I guess if basically my thought is like, if we're gonna do this, we might as well just do it right and do it quickly. So Basil will like ask Karen for as many details as possible. If we could like draw us like a little map or something, I don't know. Like it seems silly that he's not coming. And,
so honestly, that is a good point. If this is such an easy journey, and we discovered this red moss so quickly, why is no one else just wandering into the forest? Why has it got to be on us? Is it a trap?
I mean, we're the only one who
trying to kidnap us for ransom.
Wow, that's a really elaborate trap. I feel like I'm not one.
I mean, your family doesn't have a fuckload of money, but mine does. It's completely reasonable.
Yeah, Basil, he definitely can draw it for you on a map. He mentions that you'll need to go north out of town along the main road, and eventually you're going to run into a stone bridge over the next river. Right? He's referring to, this is like the River Garm here that runs through the middle of Harlow, and then there's another river north of town a bit, and he says there's a stone bridge there, and you're going to want to exit the road there and follow the river up until you come to the falls. You're just going to be able to like walk along the river. So it's pretty easy to find, but he does mention that nobody really goes that way because it's just like once you reach kind of a certain point, you know, it goes from, I mean, you just sort of, I mean, you know that there's like a lot of kind of farmland and like more developed kind of agricultural areas, but that once you go far enough west away from the lake and the main road, that just gets wilder and wilder, and that people don't really like tend to veer too far from the shores of the lake.
And how far, like after that point where it starts to get wild, are we going?
Yeah, he says, it'll take you about a half a day to get there, like quite a long slog, like a bit of a walk to get there. And obviously faster with horses and stuff, but he says at a certain point that it basically becomes like a slot canyon, and you'll be waiting, and it's maybe unwise to try to take horses up there. So he says, hours and hours before you get to a point where it's like really rough wilderness. But yeah, do you guys want to do anything else here, or do you want to tell anybody at the road folk encampment what you're doing? Or
Well, hopefully, what's his name from the temple said he'd be there with the child. So I'm going to, maybe it's a bad idea, but I'm going to trust him. And I'm just going to go.
Okay,
We'll be back in a day.
Alar has never given you any reason not to trust him.
It's some kind of like role I can do to like get a sense of like what I know about this kind of area, like what kind of, anything that would be smart to do in preparation of going to the kind of area that we're going to.
Sure, give me a survival roll. Yeah, that generally, he mentions that you're going to be in like slot canyons, and there's a waterfall, and that it might be handy to have some way to climb, or it might be handy to have some way to anchor yourself in some way. Being from the mountains, you've also seen the danger of like flash floods and stuff, and that it's been raining quite a bit.
I have rope. I have rope and a grappling hook. I always buy that shit.
Hell yeah.
That's why
Very
I
nice.
said that Chadius picks up his traveling pack rather than just what he carries with him all the time. So I've got rope and shit. So I have a grappling hook and 50 feet of silken rope.
Okay.
It's lighter.
Oh, whoa.
I think I don't know if I got Pythons. I think I actually, I didn't get Pythons because my strength score isn't very high, and I don't think it would help him that much.
I think I would be accustomed to not using pitons or anything to climb. I would just use my bare hands.
Raw power.
You said that there's flash flooding. How could we prevent against?
Yeah, I'm saying that there's the possibility, not that it's like a sure thing.
Yeah.
I'm saying like, is there anything that we should do in preparation for that?
I hope everybody knows.
Try and like stay as high up as we can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can you all swim?
My parents probably got us very high-end swimming lessons as kids.
High end.
Yeah.
Bougie ass swimming lessons.
There was an indoor pool and everything.
It's definitely true.
The poor kids were just thrown in the river.
I mean, that's a lot faster though, and cheaper.
All right, cool. Yeah, it's like kind of late afternoon as you guys set out from Harlow, and the rain has been like kind of on and off all day, but it sort of, as you leave town, it sort of picks up, and the road is pretty well established and traveled. It's like a regular commerce route, and generally pretty safe, no fear of banditry or anything. So you guys are just cruising up, and eventually after a few hours, it takes you maybe 3.5 hours. It's kind of hard to tell because you can't really see the sun, but it does take some time to get there. You eventually arrive at a stone bridge, just like Karen said there would be, and a medium-sized river running underneath it. It's maybe 20 feet, 30 feet across to the bank in some spaces, to the other bank, but it's flowing pretty good. It's moving pretty fast, and as you look up the river, you can see that it's flowing down kind of through some farmland. It's pretty well cultivated here, and there's like various trees along the bank as you look up, but and then off in the distance, you can just, through the kind of gray, you can just see a sort of a shadow of a mountain range off in the distance.
Is that would be the Varla?
Yeah, that like if you went that way far enough, you would end up back in Varla, the very far south of where you came out of the mountains, Donna. So, you guys strike out up the river. The water through the farmlands is in some places overflowing its banks, and it's gotten quite soggy, and the going isn't as quick as you'd like in some places. But you travel without much event until you're kind of passing through this area where an orchard sort of comes right up and abuts the river, and there's nothing on the trees. The trees are just leaves, no fruit on the trees, except the trees. As you approach, you hear just like the loud kind of choir squawking of crows and ravens. Like they're just like going nuts in the trees, and there seem to be like a lot of them. So somebody with anybody proficient in nature, give me a nature roll.
I feel like that's supposed to be me, but it isn't.
Seriously?
Yeah. Ooh.
What a ranger.
Ew. Ew.
Yeah.
Virginia, what is the point of you?
No, wait,
Listen,
nature is like your number
They're
one.
crows, okay? Who the hell cares?
And you're
They
supposed to
cough.
hate
They
them.
cough all the time.
I love that you don't have nature as a skill. That's perfect. That's perfect.
It kind of does make sense with your hatred of animals that you would not know what's going on.
I don't give a fuck.
Vanna, you notice well, it's just it just seems odd. There are like all these crows. There's like so many just in this one specific place here.
Hey, listen. Crows are carrion birds. They like dead shit. There's probably just dead. It's like an elk died nearby. You know?
that does seem actually might be a good reason to go look.
What time is it? How
It's
late
sort of
is it?
in your path. Yeah, it's like getting on to evening. Like let's say you left at roughly 2 and now it's coming up on 7 or so.
I'm exhausted. I've been up for like 24 hours, guys. I mean, 48 hours, I guess, at this point. I've been up for like 48 hours at this point. I am dead tired. You do what you want.
I mean, maybe you should have napped before we left the house. I'm just.
And then you're like volunteering to take new things out. You're like, we're gonna go help this kid even before you could fucking sleep.
Well, the kid needs help. I don't get to control these things.
The kid does not have time for a long rest, okay?
I just know that I'm not in a position to be making decisions right now. I am too tired to be thinking logically.
I guess I will. So you said that like the crows are like in our path.
Yeah, they're like I mean, you could skirt the edge of the orchard and follow along the river like you have been, or you could go into the orchard to have a look at it.
How close are we to the birds? Not very close.
Yeah, at this point, you can hear them from like 200 yards, and at this point, you're like 100 yards.
Yeah, I think we should go into the orchard. I don't think it'll be like a nature.
I think it'll be fine.
Vanna's survival
Raven
stuff
Queen.
is like kicking in. Like if there's like something dead here, like I don't know if the situation is secure. I don't know if the area is secure.
Cool. Yeah, as you approach the orchard, the squawking grows louder and louder until the crows kind of notice you coming through the rain. Yeah, as you approach, the crows like just make a ruckus, and they all just like lift off and fly, and they fly like over your heads and to the east, like back the way you came.
Uh-oh.
And even east and like south a little bit.
Do we see what they left behind?
Yeah, as you go into the orchard, everybody just go ahead and give me a perception.
Boom. My wisdom is deceptively high.
Wow. Whoa, I got a 1. I fucking rolled a 1.
Yeah, so you guys can go
damn.
into the orchard, and you're all being like, pretty cautious, and you spread out a little bit, and the two of you notice that the crows had been like around and picking at this like large, dead like stag that's laid down in the.
I 100% called it.
You said it was going to be a stag?
I said it was going to be an elk, but a stag
Yeah,
is not
I
the
mean-
same thing.
Qualifies. Yeah. So it's just like this really large horned stag that's laying and dead in the mud, and it's been like picked quite clean. It's not like there's still like some meat on the bones and stuff, but yeah, anybody who would like to can give me an investigation check if you want to check out the corpse.
I want to investigate to see what killed it. I'm not very good at this though, so we'll see.
I bring out a handkerchief and I just sort of stay back.
Oh.
I got an
Okay.
18 to investigate what I think might have killed it or what happened.
Shouldn't our ranger be investigating this situation?
We've already established that our ranger is not good at nature.
What?
Listen,
what
it's
are
a
you
fucking
good
dead
at?
stag. Like, are we gonna stop and like poke every dead animal at the side of the road?
Yes, we are.
Ayumi, yeah, you sort of lean down, and as you're looking over this corpse, you notice that it's got knife marks as well, and some of the bones have been like nicked by knife, and so it didn't die of natural causes here, maybe hunters or something.
Yeah, because what hunters do is they stab their elk with knives and then leave it all around.
No, they like carve meat off of it, so big portions of meat have been carved.
Okay.
Yeah, and as you like stand up kind of out of the mud in the depression where your knee was, there's like a glinting silvery brooch like sitting in the mud kind of right next to the stag, and it's
how much does it weigh? You can know for my entry.
I didn't write it down, so
God damn it.
it probably weighs like 3/4 of a pound, and it's like an enameled brooch. It's made of this like almost glowing silvery metal, and it's in the shape of, it's sort of like a hexagon, and right in the middle of it is this like silvery spider, and it's all like black enamel on the back of it, and it's like exquisitely made.
Metal. Got it.
God damn it. We don't even know about this necklace, do we?
It's a brooch.
He hides it from us, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, because that's what the paladin does. The paladin hides it. No, he's going to hold it up, investigate it in the light. I'm going to be like, that's quite interesting. Did anyone recognize this?
The drow. It's the drow.
Oh, because the spider.
Chavius probably has
Is
a
it?
huge bone of the drow.
As someone who speaks Undercommon and is sort of familiar with that, they do like their spiders. I'll give you that.
Give me a religion check.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that religion check. Yeah.
You make the association that the spider is a symbol of the goddess Lolth, but you can't be certain that this is meant to represent that.
Didn't we walk by in like the industrial area? I feel like we've seen a couple like stag sigils so far, haven't we?
So
We have seen stag symbols. I mean, a stag with web between the antlers was for the bandits.
Oh, the bandits.
Oh.
What was the one when we were walking through the industrial area trying to find?
there's a symbol of like the gauntlet hand.
Oh, the fist.
Wheat holding. It was
okay.
it was the cart with like brand
I don't
company
know that
grain
right now.
logo.
Right. Yeah, the Cartwraith logo is like a plate gauntlet holding a sheaf of wheat. Yeah, and that's
So
that's
we
it.
have not seen this symbol anywhere before.
This exact thing. No, none of you have seen this representation before. Yeah, and in fact, as you see it, Basil, give me a perception roll. Yeah, you can't really tell anything like at first glance that it's just like beyond. I mean, you just note that it's like really, really well made. It's not, it's not like something that somebody could just like bang out. It's like something that's like takes a lot of craftsmanship to create.
Chadius read a lot of Icewind Dale as a teenager, and he's deeply excited.
Kendra, you're saying that is like a drow thing?
Yeah, their goddess is the Spider Queen Lolth. And,
it's the same. Yeah, but we don't know if that is the association here. Okay.
No, Chad just got excited, and I feel like he probably would be that guy who read a lot of Icewind Dale in high school. So,
the rain continues to fall, and you guys Want to continue on, or do you want to do anything else here with the?
Yeah, do you guys want to try to solve the mystery of why the wind blows next? Now we solved why birds caw and why an elk dies.
We found something, okay? If we had listened to you, we would not have a cool ass spider amulet right now.
That's true. Yeah, we do. On the way. Sorry, are we? We're not like there yet, are we? Right?
No. You're sort of like the orchard is sort of close to what you perceive to be the end of the like agricultural land here, and that you're gonna like be in the wilds pretty soon.
Oh, okay. I just like as we're just walking along, I would like to like turn to Basil and say, what happened with Voxstrom?
Come again?
She's trying to ask you like what like when you got taken to the office of the steward. She's trying to like get you to specifically say what say how you.
He just kind of says in a like putting off way that he cleared it up.
Come on,
Come on, Basil.
Deets.
Yeah, we want the gossip.
We want those juicy deeds.
You got some sort of history with them?
There's no history. He just
fuck.
made his case. Just made his case, and it was the correct thing, and it's over.
Then why do you have to do that in private?
Seems fine.
He's a private
You know
guy.
what? Stop badgering this man, okay? He deserves some privacy just like the rest of us, okay?
Thank you.
It's fine.
That's true.
Leave him
Thank
alone.
you.
Leave him
Privacy
alone.
is nice.
Basil does not say thank you, but Scott says thank you.
I would never assume that Basil was saying thank you for anything.
Okay, yeah, Vanna just takes you at your word. I don't
good.
think she would
I don't
necessarily pick up on that you're deflecting.
Yeah, know that you're deflecting. I'm more curious than ever.
Virginia's on the case.
Yeah, Detective
Wait,
Virginia.
I kind of thought that was just Vanna, and I was picturing us like hung back in the group.
Yeah,
Where
that was
like,
what I had in mind also.
Oh, fair enough. Then I cannot meddle. Never mind.
You didn't hear shit. You got to ask yourself if you want to find out.
If you want to be. So as you continue on, eventually you do leave these sort of like agricultural lands, and it doesn't take long for the river to get like it's just getting like more and more kind of swampy as you go along, and there's sort of these like muddy banks along the river, and you're trying to follow the river, and you realize that if you go too far away from the river, try to get to high land, you sort of lose where it starts to meander and stuff. So you have been trying to stick close to the river, and the mountains, the foothills are getting closer and closer as you go, and eventually you kind of come to this portion of the river where you're basically you're slogging through this like reedy kind of side growth by the river, and the water is like up to your ankles, and it's just like really tough going, and the rain is pouring down, and it's generally everybody's just feeling pretty miserable and soggy, when I would really like to have a marching order, or just who's in front.
Well,
I think we know
ranger.
that Vanna and Basil are in the back. Unfortunately, we set up that cannon a little while ago.
Yeah.
Chat it up.
I guess I would just bring up the rear.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm the leader.
Yeah.
Got it. Perfect. Yeah. So as you're walking, and you sort of got your head down, you're looking down at your feet, trying not to trip over these reeds and grasses and stuff. You look up, and maybe about 30 feet in front of you, there's like this sort of grayish brown figure on the bank of the river that's like sort of like floating and like flapping there on wings, and it's not very large, but it's just like floating there. You can see like two like feet dangling down, and it's sort of like looking at you and just sort of like bobbing in the air. And everybody go ahead and roll me an initiative.
Ugh, gross. Wait, what is it?
Oh, gross.
I'm going first.
So scary.
Surprise!
Right here.
All right. I want to. So this thing's looking at us.
Oh yeah, no,
But
it definitely sees you.
Okay.
Ooh.
But it
Can
hasn't
you
like
describe
started
this thing to
moving
me
towards us yet.
again?
Yeah, it's like it's sort of like a. It
Like
looks
a
like it
harpy?
almost has like bat wings, and it's like slowly like fluttering them, and it doesn't look like its wings are actually like keeping it afloat, but it's floating about like 2 feet off the ground.
You know what I'm
And-
picturing is the guy who owned Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah, it's pretty close. Except now that you get a look at it, you see that this thing is basically just like dripping like mud, and it's just like this brown like muck. It's just like appears to be just like made of muck, and it's just like dripping. But it's just like in the rain. But the rain doesn't seem to be like cleaning it off in any way. But
I was picturing like the god of death from Death Note over here.
Oh yeah, the Shinigami.
Shinigami.
So I motion everyone, hey, stop. And then I'm gonna like very slowly pull out my crossbow, but I'm gonna prepare an action to shoot it for if it starts moving at us with like bad intention.
ooh, okay, so you've readied it in action. I appreciate that. Okay, now let's go to the top of
I want to do like a check to see if I know what this thing is.
Sure. Give me I guess a nature check.
Yeah, 11.
I mean, looking at it, you can tell that it's somehow elemental in nature. I mean, you don't know the specifics of what it is, but it's not like a creature, or it's not like a beast or an animal.
Okay, and it's not like something that you would comment that I would have seen, commonly seen or ever seen.
Yeah, no.
I've never seen.
You've maybe seen or heard of things similar to this, but
I've seen or heard things similar though.
Thank you, Scott. Yeah. So actually, one more thing that I meant to mention here for Virginia is as you've gone along the river here, it's been some time since you've been near one, but you can feel that this river is like laying on top of one of these like elemental ley lines, these like senses that you have out in the nature and
That you hate.
Yeah, and that the river's been basically like winding on top, like roughly following this, like, the ley line runs straight as an arrow, but the river obviously meanders on top of it. But,
Okay.
So yeah, Vanna, what do you want to do? Since
I'm going to like give like military hand signals that I'm like I'm going to fucking move across the river and like flank. Or no, I guess it wouldn't make sense to go across the river. I want to like flank this thing. Like I want to like get on the other side in case like jump up on it if need be.
Yeah, you can get up here. Yeah, it's sort of as you move, it sort of like moves to follow you like this.
Oh, it sees me.
It like sees you going. Yeah, and it's sort of like keeping an eye on you. It sort of like swivels.
Well, I wanted to like try and do it so it wouldn't see me.
Oh, sure. Roll stealth.
11.
It continues to just sort of like stare at the group here.
Does this creature appear to be like sentient?
I mean, it's sentient enough that it's like looking right at you. I mean, it's like as sentient as like a animal would be, or I mean, it seems like aware of its surroundings. It's not like
I was just wondering if I could like
reciting
talk to
poetry or anything.
Not yet.
Not yet.
I'll trade it for the circus. It'll be great for the Harlow Circus.
Okay, Chattius, you're up.
I'm going to step out front and make a questionable life choice and present myself to the creature. Say hello.
Oh boy.
What is happening? Greetings, elemental.
It's not going anywhere.
You certainly have its attention.
Either we attack it, we run away, or we try to say hello. I think
You say
Vauna's preparing to attack it. Basil's probably already ready to run away. And
My thoughts are I'm not preparing to attack it. I'm saying like if shit I'm just
SEAL Team 6.
I expect that it's like a decent chance I could, but I'm just like
I love
I
it.
thought you guys would be proud of me that my first instinct wasn't to kill something. Chattius is really
This is a great departure from the last story.
I was about to say, I'm like, after the whole Mordor situation last time, I think everyone's being cautious.
Okay, so what do you say? What do you say when you present Chadius full frontal here?
Hello, fair creature. I am Chadius of the House of Orium. May we pass through your fair realm. We seek to explore for a young boy possessed by demons.
I am so proud.
Virginia is just looking at you like, what are you doing?
To clarify as well, Chadius doesn't speak any language that isn't common or elven. So this is not, there's no magical tongue here. He's just, trying to keep it calm, and then maybe we can move on with our lives without a fight.
All right, yeah, you give this like little speech, and then in this sort of like burbling, it just sounds like I don't even know. I mean, just like this totally gargling, like air moving through mud. It's just like totally unintelligible. It just like makes some like syllables that sort of sound like similar to the syllables you've just made.
Kill it.
And I'm like, we're talking.
It's like totally unintelligible. They kind of like.
I spend the rest of my turn trying to talk to it.
Okay, great.
I don't know if it's going to go well for me, but I'm going to try to teach it with.
Yeah, it's like. Okay, go ahead, Basil.
I'm gonna fucking ice blast this motherfucker.
Oh my god. After all that.
Yeah.
I knew I could count on you.
It's
Really not feeling it.
You are doing this? You're doing this? Okay.
Okay, wait. I'll allow myself to like be. I don't know. I guess there's like a split second this attack is, but like I guess Basil would like read the room, but he's like starting to ready an attack. Would he get the sense that people don't want him to?
I'm absolutely fine with you fragging this thing.
Thaddeus is going to be so sad, but he also considers you his hero, so I'm pretty sure he would think that you just know something I don't, and I would feel a fool.
How about this?
Does this thing look like something like I'm saying like what two regular ass humans would this thing be like? Oh, I want to kill that thing instantly, like.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's like this.
It is.
Okay.
It's revolting. Okay, all right. I didn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
We can't judge it based on.
Yeah. It's
Okay,
like a weird little mud bat.
I have an open heart.
I'm gonna give this guy a real chill touch. Okay. So my attack is like that plus more. It's been a while since I attacked.
That plus more.
Yeah, it'll hit.
Okay. And then 1d8. What? 1d8. Well, this is I'm doing my chill touch. A icy skeletal hand sneaks up behind him while Chad is distracted.
That's how you killed. What's her name? You get that.
I know
His signature move.
Your signature. It's like how serial killers all have like a fucking
calling card.
Okay, that's my turn. Yeah. And I leave my signature yellow daffodil with the corpse.
Oh my god.
Okay, yeah. As this thing it's sort of like looking around, and it's like sort of appraising Chadius, and then this like chill touch comes and just barely tickles its butt cheeks. It like
maybe that was a wave. Maybe it's an ice elemental, and it thinks that we're friends now even more so.
Why would it be an ice elemental? It's covered in mud.
It's made out of mud.
But what actually happens is it lets out this like weird gurgling sound, and it it just like rushes Chadius here.
Oh, can I take my prepared action?
Yep.
My mistake.
Oh yeah, that hits.
Good one.
Yep.
Then I did 10 damage. Was it missing HP?
It was.
Then I think I do an extra to D8. So 14 total damage.
you take like a really square shot, like right in its torso, and it definitely like staggers for a second before
baby.
before making its way over to Chatty is here, where it attempts to hit you with one of these.
I'm like, no, why? We were going to be friends.
With the method.
They got you.
Mud Miffy?
And I don't like being dirty.
So make a DC 11 Dex throw.
Oh, it's a mud method.
Fuck. My dex is so good, and I still missed, or I still didn't make it.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
wow.
it comes up and it just makes this like gargling sound. It like spews this mud everywhere, and some of it like splashes on you back there, Virginia. And it's just like, yeah, it's like super thick and sticky and disgusting. And
Chatty cannot handle this, and this is maybe his worst nightmare.
As he does that, you see like from these sort of like low patches in the grass, two more of these guys like spring up here.
Ugh.
Not feeling it.
This one also flies up on you here. It just sort of like
Wow.
right across the river, and this one just sort of like tries to like hammer into you with its like muddy little fists. Yeah, I rolled a 10. Does a 10 hit you? No. Okay, that's it. Ayumi.
All right, so I slap myself awake. Let's do this. Okay, I'll move up so they aren't taking all the attacks possible, and I will try to hit it. Pow.
Yeah,
Nice.
that'll hit.
Quit playing claves with my heart.
Quit playing.
All right, do 6 damage.
Okay. All right, we're on to Virginia.
That's me again.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna shoot at the one that we already like hit a bunch.
Okay. It's gonna have a bit of cover here, but that still hits.
Hell yeah. And
Okay.
and then I get another D8. So another 1 damage. Or 8 total.
Yeah,
that's me.
another solid chunk of this thing is like wavering in place here. Thana in hiding. The barbarian in hiding.
I'm not hiding. I was taking flanking position. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Over the bush.
I'm just gonna say that was a real chattiest move you did there.
No, I was. That's actually what she was trying to do.
Think like chattiest? Ooh, it's too early in the campaign for her to be broken like that.
I see that the situation over here is in hand with the rest of them, or seems to be in. I'm gonna do a preemptive strike on this guy. I do like a fucking like I roll Frigus in my hand and like just get ready to fucking hurt it.
Lining up.
Ew.
Yeah. Unfortunately, as you move through this like mud and stuff, this difficult terrain, you're not super used to fighting on it. You just can't get a good foothold to swing your mighty maul, and this thing's sort of slimy and darting around.
Word.
No contact. Cool. Chattius, you are restrained. You have 2 weird mud creatures all up in your business. What will you do?
I have
Y'all.
to roll to get out of it, right?
Yeah, you can repeat the saving throw at the end of your turn.
Oh, okay. But I can still attack where I am. I can still have a turn. Okay.
Yeah, and you'll attack with disadvantage for being restrained in the mud.
Sweet. I thought that I was just stuck.
I mean, you are stuck. Your movement is 0.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I can sneak attack because I'm surrounded by friends.
You can sneak attack the one on the right.
Oh, dang it. But I really want to attack the one in front of me because I tried to make friends with it. So he's going to make that choice even though he can't get the sneak attack.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
I think it's the right move anyways.
I'm like, fuck you. And I'm going to
I thought we were friends.
roll it.
Boom.
You
Hey, even better.
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Cool. Yeah, this one drops down, and as it does, you strike into it with your short sword, and it explodes in a burst of mud.
I'm even less happy, and I'm gonna. Do I still get a dex save?
Yeah, make another dex save here, and you have disadvantage because you're restrained.
Boom!
Okay,
Wow,
you
you just
save,
crushed
you save.
that.
Yeah.
My one skill.
Yeah. Now roll a dex save to break your current muddy.
Oh, okay. That's what I was doing. So let's do.
no, it
That's
has like
still
a-
a disadvantage, right?
Yep.
I did it right this time. God damn it!
You're still restrained.
God damn it!
Son of-
Uh-oh.
The one goddamn roll.
Okay, seeing you like covered in mud here, this one's gonna
Come on.
get on your biz here.
Not your biz.
Mud.
Oh no, my biz.
And it's rolling with advantage against you. I didn't do that the last time, but does a 17 hit?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Ooh, you're not gonna like this. No, I'm just kidding. It doesn't actually hit very hard. You take 5 damage. This thing just like gives you a muddy slap
God damn it.
on the side of your head.
I'm not designed to stay in place. Why didn't I get studded leather armor? I should fix that in town. That just seems silly.
Probably didn't have the money. Well, you probably do now.
I had plenty of money. I have no idea why I did this. But anyway.
Do you not know our family? Of course we have money.
Yeah, but you guys don't like taking the money.
Wait, so yeah, I was gonna say like
Yeah, I know.
All right, Basil, you are up.
I'm gonna ray of frost this motherfucker.
Okay.
Yeah, turn them back into dirt.
That's what ice does, right? That's what...
yeah, if you put
it's-
ice and mud together.
It just becomes dirt.
So what's the one? I'm gonna hit the ones like right next to us.
Okay.
That's again 15 plus some amount extra. What say you, DM?
That hits.
All right, he's about to get the old 1d8 in the face. Okay, that plus nothing. Fuck, I'm never gonna get used to this. 3 damage.
All right, so this one, Valna is going to try to get you into mud breath.
Come at me.
I don't think that's the same.
Okay, you are restrained.
I don't know what I'm doing in this
Oof.
muddy terrain so much. I'm used to firm, cold ass, firm ass mountains.
That's it for its turn. Bum, bum, bum. From the muddy bank opposite you, you see this like mound of mud just like sort of rise up, and another one sort of floats up out of the. Cool. That takes us back to Virginia.
I'm gonna shoot at the one that's right next to us. Try to dispatch that one.
Okay.
Hiya. Does a 14 hit?
Yeah, 14 hits.
Hooray! In that case, I do 7 plus.
1d8.
Yeah,
Nice.
13 total.
Jesus.
I don't know, he does so much
Jeez.
damage.
Crossbows are great.
The Colossus Slayer is very good.
That takes us over to Ayumi.
All right. I mean, things are going pretty well there, and I see that things aren't going as well up there. So I'm gonna let you guys handle this. I'm gonna move up here. I'll take the attack of opportunity.
Sure. That hits you, right? 19?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have a shield.
Take 3.
And I guess I can get you an attack, right?
Yep. Yeah, you can.
So let's do that. Glaive. 10. That's not gonna hit.
Right, miss. Okay, takes us back to Valna.
Valna is getting frustrated. And you wouldn't like her when she gets frustrated.
Frustrated. Yep.
I'm gonna do a reckless attack on this guy. Gives me advantage on melee weapon attack rolls using strength during my turn. But attack rolls against me have advantage until my next turn.
And you already have disadvantage due to being restrained, so it just evens out to nothing, right?
Yep.
On the bright side, I think they already had advantage against you, so there's really no downside.
That's true.
And then swing again.
Swing it.
That hits.
Boom.
10
Is there
bludgeoning.
heard
Imagine the sound that bludgeoning damage would make against these guys.
Against just a creature made of mud.
Yeah.
it just thuds right.
It's just
into
like
it.
it's just like
Yeah.
slop being thrown into a metal barrel or something. Like,
Yeah.
I have to look up a video of Mud getting hit with a bat.
Yeah.
Big wet slap is what I'm thinking.
Shit. Okay, and at the end of your turn, you can make a save against your restrained, your mud.
oh yeah.
You are no longer mudded. Chadius.
I'm gonna go for the guy right next to me because I can't move.
Hell
stuck.
yeah.
Fuck you. Oh wait, sorry. That should have been with advantage or with disadvantage. Let's do and then that's +3, I think.
Okay, so 7 right at the middle. You got it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, this one also has been vanquished.
Hell
Chadius,
yeah.
Slayer of Mud Methods.
Oh god damn it, I have to make 2 more dex rolls, don't I?
Yeah, so does Virginia.
That's my first one. God damn it, I failed again.
Okay, so
Because
Virginia, you do yours.
2 of them?
No, just one for you. Okay, you are not
Okay,
mudded.
we'll just take the first one.
And
Oh, they're both amazing.
yeah, and,
Rub it in.
yeah, Chadius, you're still mudded, unfortunately.
Fucking hell. At least I passed the first one.
Hey,
I
Basil,
don't
you're
like
up.
the sound of that. I don't.
Okay, I'm going to hit this guy with all the freaking ice cantrips. So back to the same one. Actually, now the one that's over by Ivana. Is that within range of me?
Vanna.
Probably.
Vanna. 1, 2.
Vanna White.
All right, I'm gonna chill touch this guy. I'm gonna touch this guy chillly. Yikes. No, I'll actually have to count. Yeah, 10. 10's not gonna hit, right?
Worse anything. 10 misses, yeah.
No.
Okay, well, it's my turn. But I also do scoot forward.
Okay.
I'm gonna scoot right here.
Okay. Yeah, this one comes over to join the fray, and it's gonna go for Ayumi.
Joining the fray.
It's just gonna try to get a little fisty.
Wow.
it
Double
really
19.
fucking hates you.
Take 3 damage.
Man, they have good rolls on me.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, and then this other one here is just going to try to attack you down a little bit here, Donna.
No, you're not.
Down.
Go home.
Go home.
Manner.
Yeah.
Go home.
It's slimy little hand, just like brushes the kind of top of your collarbone, but no damage. Okay, Virginia.
Walk away from me.
Hell yeah. So the like mud shit, like what is it?
Mud exploded, or they attacked me with mud, and so I'm stuck until I pass a check. I'm just like stumbling around in the mud right now.
It's like super sticky, like slimy mud, and it's just like got you. Yeah, like it's either like so like hard that you can't like run from it, or it's like just so distracting that you're like, what the fuck, get this shit off of me. But either way, you're not going anywhere.
Okay. Because I wanted to spend my action to try to like help get Chadius out of the fucking mud glue, but I don't know how feasible that is.
Okay. How do
Would
you
that-
want to? I mean, how? What do you want to do? Just like with your hands, just scooping it off.
Yeah, I
Grab it.
guess, but that
Oh.
would also just like get it on me. No, I'll do it. I'll like
Okay.
try to like slough off the mud.
Yeah, let me just give me like a dexterity, just like a flat dexterity check with a pretty low DC here.
Okay.
Get off of her without getting it on you as much as you can.
Shit,
Dude,
son.
I don't think that makes the check.
20.
Yeah, you're able to just like totally. You're just like pull yourself together, Chad. You pull it off so well that it takes the form of the Mephit again. Yumi.
All right. I mean, I got an enemy in front of me, and I highly doubt I'll actually be successful in trying to attack it. But let's do it. Luck be damned. I'm gonna actually attack this one. 8 damage.
Okay, yeah, you get a solid chunk kind of across the melee there. All 4 of you are like thrashing around, and you're able to stick it with the pointy end. All right, Vanna, you're up.
Okay, so I don't know if this is even plausible to ask for. Is there a tree
that you can
that
hide
I
in?
could like put like knock over on top of them. Like I want to like
Just like brute strength, rip a tree down on their heads.
These are all kind of like low, like
yeah,
shrub
like
trees.
swampy.
Yeah, right. Like
and
clumpy
stuff.
riverbank stuff.
All right. Well. All right. Fuck it.
Heyo.
Dang. 13 damage to this one.
Okay, yeah, you smash this thing with Frigus, and you come overhand, and you just bop it on the head, and this thing just slams into the ground before coming back up. It just sort of floats lazily in front of you, but it is
Wait, so it's not made out. They're not
really
made out of mud. I thought it would just explode into mud or something.
Yeah, I mean, as you hit it, it's definitely very soft around the outside. I'm trying to figure out a good analogy for the texture of this thing, but yeah, I mean, it is basically made out of mud. Fondant. Yeah. No, it's really wet on the outside. Even as you're looking at it, it's it looks like new mud is just pouring out of the center of it, and it's dripping off of its toes and the end of its nose and stuff.
If this was their fondant, they'd be at week 1 of the bake-off thing.
But yeah, you definitely fucked it up. So we're on to Chadius.
I can move again. I'm
You're
so
free.
excited. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, I guess. Can I do that?
Yeah, we're in difficult terrain actually, so you can.
Yeah, I was just thinking.
Yeah.
Can I use dash to do it anyways, or not so much?
Yep. Yeah, you
Okay.
can, and actually on your turn you can do it as a bonus action.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So I can do dash up here and then attack.
Yep.
Dope. I just come charging up, ready to go, and I no longer have disadvantage.
Correct.
Dope. Well, that was. Oh, whoops. That was. We can keep that because I'm assuming it hits, and I'll just fix it now.
Yep. Yeah, they both hit. 16.
Yeah. Let's just keep it then.
Sweet. Yeah, you get sneak attack also.
Ooh, I love it.
Max damage. Yeah. Wow. Chadius, Slayer of
Makes up for
methods.
rolling a 1 on damage.
That's true. Yeah, you just surprisingly
had
right
Which one is he
on
attack?
the-
Didn't I kill the one in front of me?
Almost. It was on its last leg.
What? How?
What?
I
You only did 13. You did 13 damage.
Yeah, and I'd hit it once before too, I think.
These things have more HP than you're maybe thinking they do.
The first one died pretty quickly. I guess not.
Yeah, well, it also got smoked by your ranger, who's hitting for 16 a fucking turn. So
Yeah, don't worry about it.
don't worry about them.
Why
your crossbow breaks in half. The bowstring snaps.
Damn it.
Nicely done. We're on to Basil, master of
now I'm
cantrips.
going to. Now I'm going to frostbite that one that's remaining.
Oh wait. Sorry. Let me recon. Both Ayumi, Valna, and Chadius make dex saves.
Oh no.
Sorry.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, thank God.
That's a save.
Yeah, it is.
Chadius.
Oh, do I have to? God damn it.
Sorry.
I don't want to. Oh, thank God.
Okay, good. You're all good. Okay.
I'm rolling a-
Sorry, go ahead, Basil.
The target must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, the target takes 1d6 cold damage.
Is that John Wayne?
Pilgrim.
Looks like you're going to be taking 1d6 damage.
Yeah, my save is 13.
Okay, it saves.
On a failed save, it takes 1d6, and nothing happens on a best.
Yep.
That's a cantrip in life
That's
for
my
you.
third. Well, grub.
Okay, this last one, yeah, it tries to it's just gonna swing at Ayumi again. 15. Does that hit? No. Okay, yeah, just glancing blow off your armor.
Off my chainmail. You think chainmail would be ineffective against mud, but
Okay, Virginia.
That's me. All right. There's only one left.
Yep.
and there's only one attack worth using. Hiya.
Okay. Hasn't been
Is
hit
it
yet.
missing HP?
No, that was the first time it's been hit.
Ah, damn it! Then I don't do 7 damage.
Ayumi?
Okie doke. I'm gonna do the probably dumb thing, and I'm going to move here, and then I'm going to attack. So I'll take that attack of opportunity and hope for the best. I'm good. Yay. And now I'll hit it with my glaive. I just know that that deck save when it blows up is way worse for me than an attack. Yeah.
Oh, it. Oh, that damage.
Oh, not great in the damage department, but 5 beats.
Okay. Sweet. Vauna.
I take him aside and say, "Who are you working for?" Tired of mud.
The mud's tired of you.
Oh no.
Sorry.
No.
Whiffing in the mud.
Whiffing in the mud.
A Vauna Cloud Hunter story. Okay. Chatty.
Covered in mud, and I don't like any of it. I guess I'm gonna go around that side. Stab in the eye.
Love it.
It's always the eye. Fuck.
You're in this from behind.
Probably not.
That hits. That hits.
It does? Oh, cool. And then I will do sneak attack damage. Right? Thanks,
Yep.
Fauna. 10.
Sweet. Yeah, you take a good slash at this thing. And it's all right. Back to the captain of cold cantrips.
Very good.
Call me Ice Daddy, baby. All right, you know what? I'm gonna use an actual fucking spell slot since I'm gonna get roasted for
Yes, right at the end of the fight. So good.
Wait, why are you using
Wow.
a
Yeah,
no,
spell
don't do
slot
that.
on
Just
a
kill
method
him.
that,
Well,
like, you can't hit point for?
I'm gonna viciously mock this. So I unleash a string of insults laced with subtle enchantments at a creature you can see within range. So he's got to pass a wisdom saving throw. I guess that's smaller. Yeah. All right. 1d4, baby.
Hit him with that D4.
I say, you dumb. You dumb.
You dumb mud muffin.
Ooh, crit, baby.
All right. Yeah, this thing looks wounded
Downhearted.
emotionally and physically. But it's not done yet. Vauna, it's going for you. Hey,
Through.
Imagine just these
Yeah,
big
that's-
mud fists swinging.
Yeah, those fuckers can swing.
All right, Virginia.
All right.
Virginia can't miss.
I'm gonna miss. You watch my words. Watch them. Oh no, that's a crit.
I think it's dead.
20.
Super dead.
I did
Jeez.
26 damage.
God damn it, it explodes in my
Christ.
face again, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah, this out of the darkness and flying in through the rain, this crossbow bolt just takes this thing right in the eye. It just goes like flopping down into the river here. Super, super dead. Yeah, and as it explodes, it covers Vauna and Chadia's in this like disgusting mud. Yeah,
It's always me.
I know. Yeah, and once again, you guys are filthy, fucking dirty. It's gonna be a theme of this campaign.
There's a lot. There's
Every
a
fight
river
will.
right here though, right? Or is it that like super muddy water too? I imagine.
It's pretty muddy, but it's not as muddy as you are.
I
Yeah,
am
go
just
in the
gonna
water.
go in the water and like try and get the shit off of me.
Yeah, you're able to clean up somewhat, but
I just
Yeah.
go and like lay in the river and just hope it washes me.
That's what I'm
Just
doing.
lay
here.
there for a while and let the river wash over me.
yeah. When you
I-
when you stand up, your boots are filled with like silt and small pebbles, but you are somewhat less muddy than you were.
You know what? I'll take it. I scoop out my my shit in the river, and I am already deeply regretting everything.
We did
Good
it.
You've solved my mud method puzzle.
Of killing them all.
I'll kill it. Yeah.
Hey, I tried a new way, a bold way.
Hello, gracious mud method, and your domain is quite lovely this time of year.
Hey, you know what? It might have
I was
worked,
hoping that was
and I
gonna
might
go
have had a
somewhere.
friend.
Yeah, we could have had a new party member. Or a bunch of them, I guess. 4.
Ooh,
Turns
I
out
could have had a
several.
familiar.
How shall the party proceed?
Yeah, part of me just wants to pout and go home and take a shower.
I feel like we're very close, I
We're
think.
so close. We gotta finish this.
Fine.
Head home. We can head back. Try for Summit in the morning.
Is it? I mean, is it like night now, or like do we expect we'll be able to actually get there?
Yeah, I mean it's definitely getting into the evening, but I mean it's already been pretty dark. You know, it's like overcast and there's not much light to be had. But yeah, it's definitely becoming nighttime. You know,
We're gonna have to like look in the light, right? For this, like we're gonna have to camp or something.
I mean, yeah, we'll probably have to set up camp eventually here.
Let me get that long
I'm
rest.
saying we're not
baby.
even gonna be able to like do the searching that we're here to do
If there's no
in
light.
darkness.
Yeah.
I have a lamp.
I have a lantern. I have a hooded lantern.
Right, but I mean, if we're looking for like a moss, it's gonna be like sort of hard to.
It'll be hard, especially to see that it's, red. I think it's a valid point, and I have been up for like so long. I haven't had a long rest this campaign yet, so
Oh,
That's a
Oh,
good
wow.
point. You've been up a really long time.
yeah.
So really,
It was my own decision that I made. That was a bad idea.
I liked it. We have been punished for it. It's not like you've been burning a bunch of spell slots or anything.
Oh no! I mean, I am out of spell slots and divine sense. I have one lay on hands, heal, health left. Just
I
in
guess
case-
a third of my hit points are gone after that fucking method threw mud on me.
I'm
All
fine
right,
with doing
fine.
a long rest.
we should
Um,
probably get out of the mud first.
yeah, I take off most
look
of
like-
my clothes and my boots, and I rinse them in the river, and I'm dejectedly carrying them to a campsite in my underwear, hoping they'll dry by morning.
Virginia absolutely smirks at you.
It's raining. I don't think they're gonna die by morning.
Do we have like? Is there like shelter anywhere or like?
I do not have a tent.
I don't have a tent. I have a bedroll and stuff.
Yeah, I have a
I could try to
bedroll.
like make a stick fort or something. I'm gonna do it.
What are you
Make some
trying to
sort of
do?
shelter.
Okay.
I want to make a shelter out of like branches and shit. 13 isn't very good, so
Yeah, I mean you're able to like gather some of these like low bushes and make kind of a like, you know, you like put a bit of rope up between, you know, two like thin trees, and you like lean these bushes up against. You've got sort of like this rough lean-to, but it's not great, and it's like raining and shit. It's like definitely letting rain through. And so is that the plan? Everybody's trying to sleep under a.
Are we gonna
So
like
we're doing a
take
long
turns
rest.
on watch or anything? Like, are we just gonna sleep and hope for the best?
Yeah, and also how far from the river do you guys go?
Far enough that we're well away from this mud and flash floods, is what I would say. So let's get on a little bit of higher ground.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys are at this point. You're kind of like approaching. You know, it's getting a little hillier up here, and you are able to find a bit of higher ground. Okay. Yeah. Do you guys want to set up a watch or no? Or
I think we should set up a watch.
I'll take first watch.
I'm gonna volunteer
Of course
myself
you'd
for
take
last
first.
watch.
Watch.
How many watches are there? How many?
I think as many as there are us, if we want to just subdivide it evenly.
Okay.
Yep, that's fair.
I'll take second.
Okay.
okay. Yeah. So first watch. Give me a D20.
Just a flat D20.
Yep.
3.
Okay. Yeah. Your watch goes quietly. Second watch.
Oh yeah, that's me. Fuck. That can't be good.
7. Oh no.
Better than 3.
Okay. Who's next?
Your boy.
Wow, you rolled a D100. That so's been rolling 20s.
I was trying to give Nick some real probabilities to work with.
Thanks.
Doing all this like
5% increments are too
Base
hard to
20.
understand.
Uh,
Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, the night goes quietly here. As you continue west and up the river, it gets like kind of hillier and hillier, and you can see that rising up in front of you at a certain point, it gets much steeper, and you can see that the hills sort of rise up on both sides, like leaving a really narrow canyon going up, and that's still hundreds of yards away. And as you're kind of walking and following the river along, you come across a trail that's along the side of the river. It's sort of like come in from the woods a little bit, and the woods are also starting to like thicken a bit as you move toward this canyon and mountainous area. And a trail has like come out of the woods and joined up next to the river, and right in that bend, you can't miss it, there's like two spears crossed, like dug in the kind of like side of the river bank near the trail, and hanging from it is like the head of like an alligator. And it's got like hung like suspended between the two spears.
How recently was this put here? Like, can we tell?
Yeah, I mean, it's like fresh-ish. Go ahead and make a nature check.
Hell yeah.
Valna, you can make this too if you know. Yeah, I mean, there's no mystery here. It's just that it's it's not old enough that it's like a skeleton. There's still like flesh on
it's not like rotting or whatever.
I mean, it's starting to deteriorate, and it looks like both of its eyes have been like plucked out. And another thing to note is that the spears are like they're like short spears. They're not like these great big massive things. They're like not. They're only like a few feet off the ground. So the alligator's head, the nose of it, like basically is sitting in the sand.
I feel like there's like we're walking into like warring houses or something, like the alligator house and the stag house and the house.
Yeah, I feel like this marks territory in some way that I don't like.
Seems fine.
I want to
totally
look
fine.
at the spear and see if it's like if I'd want it.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, as you're looking at it, it's like it's a piece of like carved branch. It's pretty primitive. It's like carved branch, and it's chipped stone. The spearhead is, and it's all like bound together with like leather stripping. And the leather is like I mean, you can tell that it's like reptilian, the leather itself.
But so it doesn't seem like it would be like useful. That would be useful weapons.
I mean, do you need a spear? You could have like a spear, maybe use it as a javelin to throw or something.
I have javelins.
Yeah, it's just like a regular primitive spear.
We're good.
Well, I mean, we gotta keep going along the path, right? I mean,
wait, yeah. So the river is going like down into this canyon.
It's coming out of it. Everything's like running like this way into the lake.
Mm.
And you guys have gone this way up it. You've gone this way up the river, not this river we're looking at.
Oh, okay. So it's
sorry for the confusion, but yeah, you've gone this way away from the lake up toward the mountains. So you've been walking upstream.
How tall is the cliff around this area in the canyon?
Yeah, I mean, from where you're standing, it's kind of hard to tell, but it's pretty substantial. I mean, you can just see that like, and from where you're at, you can't see that it's like a cliff, but I mean, you assume that as it goes further back, and your dad described it as a slot canyon, that it's going to get quite steep. But it's like 100 feet. It's like quite tall. It's
okay.
Yeah, and narrow. It's pretty narrow too.
And he said it's down in this canyon, or like at the top.
Well, yeah, he said that you'd go through the canyon and there'd be like a waterfall.
Okay.
But is it at the top of the waterfall or at the bottom? Like, do we need to scale the cliff?
You don't know. I mean, yeah.
Oh, okay. It'll definitely be a lot easier if it's at the bottom of the waterfall.
I agree.
So I think that we just follow the river because it seems like that's our only real choice. I don't really think it's that feasible to climb the cliff. And it would especially be bad to climb the cliff and then realize, oh, it's not even up here.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, let's just follow the ripple.
Great. Yeah, as you go further, yeah, it's getting kind of hillier and hillier, and the river is now like somewhat gushing and like tumbling down this sort of like bouldery area as it comes out of the canyon. And as you're walking up this path, there's like this sandy trail where there hadn't been before. As you were coming up through the farmland and stuff, there's no trail, but this trail that came out of the woods. Yeah, there's like this sandy trail, and it's obviously been trodden, and it follows up the river. And eventually you sort of reach the mouth of this canyon with the river pouring out. The river here is like pretty narrow, but it's moving really, really fast as it comes out of the canyon. And see, everybody just as a party, give me a stealth check.
Does that mean we all roll?
Well,
I already rolled.
yeah.
I mean, I think everyone can fuck it up for us, but
yeah, I just want to see what it looks like with everybody.
Why isn't it only myself?
Even though you're not like intentionally.
Ayumi, way to fuck it up for all of us.
No,
Well,
you're good.
there's death from the paladin, you know.
Yeah, I just wanted to get like a sense of how quietly the group was able to move up here. But as you're like kind of walking up the hill here, there's like toward the mouth of the canyon, you're on one side, and it's sort of like grassy, and the woods have like come down, and this trail is leading up, and then there's the river, and on the other side there's like this kind of dense copse of trees, and right between where the copse of trees ends and the cliff starts, you see like two figures huddled on the other side of the river. And from here, they look like they're just like these kind of smallish humanoid figures, and they're obviously like sitting down on a couple of rocks. But from where you're at, you can't tell immediately what they are.
So the last time I tried to be diplomatic, they tried to kill us. So this time we're just gonna hop straight to the killing, right?
The last time you tried to be diplomatic,
we need to
Scott tried to kill them.
That's true.
Yeah, that's what actually happened. Let's not.
No, dude, we need to profile. The mud monsters are obviously going to be bad, and
Shh, it's fine.
Okay.
They're mud monsters.
I, for one, think that it's Chadius's time to shine. with
It's
being
always
diplomatic.
Chadius' time to shine. I don't know. I explicitly made my charisma really shitty after being told that everyone is making a charisma character. So now I have +0 charisma, which seemed like character solid, honestly. I'm not mad about it. I
Yeah.
feel like he's going to try to be diplomatic a lot more often than he's ever going to succeed.
Okay, so up
Yeah.
here at the end of this like copse of trees, you see these two figures, and they appear to be like in conversation with each other, and they're hooded, and they're quite like small. I mean, not that small, but they look like small humans, and they're just like sitting up here, the two of them, and they're in like, you can't see a ton of detail, but you just see they look like they're in maybe like burlap, and they've got it pulled up over their heads.
I honestly think the smart thing to do in this situation is somebody who's good at stealth should try to get a little bit closer to sort of get a little bit more information on them before we try to make contact, if that's what we end up doing.
My stealth is +5. I don't know about the rest of you.
it's
That's
better
going to
than
be
any of
the
us.
best.
Mine is
I
very
think that's as good as you get at level 2.
So, but they're on the other side of the river, right?
Yeah, this river's like
Oh.
moving hella fast too.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's quite
So-
loud.
One of my +7s is to acrobatics, which I feel like is helpful
Okay.
in this moment. So is this handy rock here so I can leap?
Sure, I'll allow it. You want to try to get a
Yeah.
little hop across?
I'm
Sure.
gonna try. Do you mind if I roll acrobatics for it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, and I still fucked it up. I have a
No,
+7
you
to
can,
make it under 10.
you can make it across. There's like all these like boulders and stuff, and it's not that sketchy to get across if you're like taking your time and like picking your way across, you know?
All right, so now I'm going to Stealth. I think I want to be right in here and try to move through the trees to get right in here. So I'm sort of behind these in this nice little shady area. Stealth check.
You're gonna go right next to him. Sure, give me a stealth check.
Well, not like I just see these trees here and I want to be behind those. Well, I guess that is pretty close, but I can't hear
It's
anything.
5 feet away. Yeah, you're just like
Yeah, that's true.
like.
I guess I'll be here behind this. That's 10 feet. I'll be here. I'll be here behind those
Chilling
trees.
in the trees. You got it.
And I will do some stealth. You know what? I'm not. After that last roll, I'm not gonna take anything for granted.
Dang.
Much better.
Cool.
Much
Yeah, you
better.
kind of creep up through these trees, and it's pretty easy to move because the river's so loud. You're not afraid of making a bunch of noise in the trees and stuff. And as you get up here, you see quite a few more figures moving around inside of this copse in here, and there's like a little clearing, and they've it's obviously been like intentionally cleared out, and there's like some sort of rudimentary little shelters up here and stuff, and there's a few characters. There's 4 kind of creatures moving around, and you get a good look at their face.
They're adorable. We can't kill them.
No. Are those little frog creatures?
Yeah, they're like bipedal. They're like walking around, and they're just like doing normal people stuff. But it's like pretty rudimentary. But they're like making a little food, and they have no idea that you're there. But they're like moving around and interacting with each other, and just
maybe they'll be my friends. I think Chadius takes the diplomatic approach just because nobody in his personal life likes him, and he's just hoping maybe one day I'll get it right.
As you're looking around, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Cool.
While you're kind of soaking in the sights here. Yeah, so you're looking and you see that like over in this corner over here, that there's kind of like a pile of like parts. There's like reptilian parts, like large. You see like a frog leg that's nearly as big as you are over here, and there's like skins and stuff being like put up over here, and there's also like some hair mixed in. You can't tell like what the source is, but there's like hairy creature parts in here too. You're not really sure what it is, but
yikes.
It's a little gruesome. It's not like it's just like kind of a gruesome pile of creature gore.
I'm not a fan.
They're primitive hunting culture, I mean,
I'm sure they're nice, and this is just a false flag.
Yeah, don't let this taint your vision of them.
Yes, exactly. Except before I announce myself and try to be their friend, I'm going to try to get a better look at these guys and figure out what's going on. There you go. So I'm gonna. I mean, it seems like if I can't see anything from here, I kind of gotta get 5 feet away from them somewhere. Like if I move here, then it's just straight line of sight. But if I move here, I at least have tree cover.
Yeah, you can maintain cover there. Give me another stealth check though. Okay,
yikes! Yikes, you guys!
As you approach this figure, you get really close to here. He like whips around, and he like spots you there in the trees, like coming out, and he just like as soon as he does, you can see him like sort of like startle and like stumble back a little bit, and he just like lets out this sort of like high pitched croak. This like
yikes! Sorry, guys. I panic a little bit and I try to very quickly run across here. I just like fucking sprint for it. I go.
Okay. He like lets out this cry, and you can hear like other croaks answer from inside of the clearing there.
Yeah. I just run for my life